Yes, welcome to the stream. Big ups to everyone. Now then, I hope everyone is feeling good today despite the hot weather. I do apologise if you can hear my fan back there. I set it on to number 2 as opposed to number 3 to try and prevent you from hearing it, but yeah, if you can, so there's not much I can do, but I 100% need that on because, man, it is truly outrageous in terms of the weather right now. Truly. But look, anyway, today we're going to be talking about, of course, Reijnders and Cherki and their debuts, okay? Quite polar opposite, to be fair, in terms of how their debuts went, and not quite opposed, actually. The debuts went quite differently for both players. So, we're going to start by talking about... we're going to start by talking about Cherki. Okay, we'll get him out of the way. Now then, a lot of people have been criticising Cherki for his debut. Now then, his debut wasn't great. Okay, he didn't set the world on fire, lost a lot of the ball, it was a disappointing debut for him. He will be disappointed with that just as much as us. So let's hop on over to FootMob, because that tends to be a good area to go to. If you'll just give me a second to share my screen with you. Here we go. Here you go. There. So 2-0 against Wydad. Alright, big ups for that. And he started in this area. Okay, I would just like to say he was more chilling here, if I'm being honest. Like, he was I wouldn't really say he was playing here. Like, he was very much far forward. Okay, he did drop back and down a bit. He was lower than Marmouche, but he did drop down a bit. But very much so, he was higher than I feel the rest of them for portions of the game. Yes, Elijah, big ups. Now, what I want to say is he got 7.1, okay, according to FootMob, which is basically lower than everyone on the field because Rico's is only so low due to his red card. Okay, so he essentially got the lowest on the pitch. Yes, this is Sissy. Big ups and welcome. Big ups to everyone who's tuning in. Make sure to hit the likes. Yo, Liverpool are doing mad, bruh. It is roasting here, but cloudy as well, so it ain't good. I know, it's so humid, man. It's so not nice. I've got my fan back there, in case you can't see it. But look, what I want to say is about Cherki, okay? Did he set the world on fire in his debut? No, far from it. Okay, but give him time, man. I'm seeing so many people jump on his back. 60 minutes he got, okay? And yeah, it wasn't an impressive 60 minutes. But give him time. Not every player hits the ground running like that. Man, if that was the case, like, I'm sure we'd sign all sorts of players, okay? You have to give players time, okay? It's not like sunshines and rainbows every time a player lands in a club, Cherki, for me, okay, I don't feel like his role was really utilised. I'm sick of this fan base on Twitter. I can't believe how many of us are jumping onto the back. Us, man. How many of our fans are jumping onto his back? 60 minutes. I expect it from rival fans. Okay, I do. But I don't expect it from us because we should know to give players time, especially adapting to a Pep Guardiola system. That meltdown on Wednesday was absolutely ridiculous. It was 40 degrees and it felt like 48. The FC sat in the sun and he had to move to the shade and he was just sat down. Yeah, I mean, look. There were a few metrics about that game that I don't think people realise. Okay, the heat was insane, and it's heat that we're not used to playing. Like you just said, blinking, what was it, 40, 48, mad heat. In England, where our boys are, 25 is a high? It's 31 degrees right now, and 31 degrees here, genuinely, quite rare, okay, despite us being on an absolute streak of hot weather. Plus he played a position where he's never played and he'll never play again. Yes, okay, for me, I don't think FootMob have quite got him in the right area. This implies that he's playing in that Foden area, okay, but I really don't think he was. I think he was more playing near Marmouche as opposed to near Foden. Okay, number one, I don't think Pep did him justice with the decision on the lineup. Okay, I think he got a lot right, Pep. Foden was brilliant. Doku was great. Savinho, very good too. Marmouche and Cherki struggled a bit. Reijnders, I'm going to talk about him. All I'll say is extremely impressed. 40°C, cloudy, humid, is horrific. Apparently, humidity was horrible. And by the way, for them, they tell me PSG was unbeatable if we played them. Yeah, didn't PSG just lose to Botafogo, by the way? Fair play to Botafogo. Fair play. Yeah, 40 degrees is mental, okay? Especially having to adjust to that. You know, Foden's lived in England all his life. Sure, he's been on a holiday and whatnot. But, like, he's not going to be used to playing in those conditions. Okay, Nico Riley's similar, Rico as well. You know, and I don't think France is a particularly hot country either. You know, they're not used to playing in such insane conditions. Okay, none of them have they've rarely played in the US. The only time these lads have played in the US when they've been on tour there for the preseason. You're doing watch along. Sounds stupid. What I'm going to do is stream reaction to the game the day after analysing, but just call it an after watch along. I know the game on Monday will be boring, so I ain't staying up. It will get good after that Monday game, in my opinion. Yeah, I know. I'm still torn on it. I 100% what you're saying there. I 100% get what you're saying. City fans so weird. Should we know where to see? What are we, man? I saw a tweet from, I think, Luke, okay, on Twitter, okay? I don't know who did it, but I believe it was Luke. And I think he might be right, you know. I think the season just gone may have actually left a permanent mark on this fan base, okay? Don't get me wrong, it's something that we should always remember and never look over, okay? That season is a lesson for the future, okay? But I've never seen the fan base so torn. So just generally torn. I expect to be torn last season because of how bad it was. Okay, but to be torn now, okay, we need to unite now. Back the players we've just signed. Okay, what's criticising these lads going to do now? Make them feel worse and then put them in a rut? You know, do we want players to have similar issues to maybe what Phil was suffering from last season? Okay, not in terms of the same issues, because I don't know what Phil was going through in his personal life and whatnot. But social media can get to players, is what I'm saying. And Cherki's quite young, 21. He's going to read social media. You know, he's going to. Liam, I don't have an agenda. Doku. Yeah, it's mainly the Doku stands. Yeah, did you see the tweet I quoted? We need to have a serious... just respect all players, but these Doku reps on Twitter constantly trying to destroy Marmot and Cherki. I don't get stands, okay? Don't get me wrong, I'm all for having a favourite player. Okay, KDB is my favourite player at City. Basic choice, but oh well. I'm all for having a favourite player, okay? And I would rarely criticise KDB, but I would try and give him a stick where I could, okay? And try and beat my bias, okay? Because I do have a little bit of bias towards KDB. Absolutely love the guy. And I think that goes for a lot of City fans, okay? They don't like disrespecting, like, such a legend, you know? But, man, like, why do you have to support a player by dissing others, is what I'm saying. I want Marmoush on left wing to cook. Yeah, I mean, for me, Marmoush is either a left-sided striker or a left winger. Everyone seems to have a go at Marmoush and Cherki and Doku. Everyone who's having a go at Marmoush and Cherki has a Doku PFP. Yeah, I mean, I don't get why we can't appreciate having such talented players. Cause I'm not going to lie, I know he had a bad game, okay, Cherki. I know it wasn't great, 74% passing accuracy, one chance created, and it was a very good chance, by the way. One dribble successful out of his two. Deals one. You know, it wasn't great. You know, it wasn't. I'll try and see where I can find stats and whatnot for individual players in a bit more depth. So here's Cherki. It's 0 across the board there. And there we go over to here. Cherki again, nothing. Passes. Again, Cherki's going to be relatively low. He's here. Look, for me, Cherki probably should have had an assist, in all fairness to him. Okay, Foden missed and Foden missed a big chance. I am always a positive Jamaican City fan. Yeah, big ups Elijah, bro. I think about Cherki, I think he'll do well. Yeah, I mean, look, and again, he was not playing in his position. You know, out of all the positions I looked at, striker / false nine was the one he played the least. And now that should be a lesson to Pep to be like, okay, you're clearly not meant for that role. Okay, I don't know why we tried it either way, Pep. Okay, but look, you took the risk, and if there was any time to take the risk, it was against Wydad, to be fair. All right, but now we can learn, okay, and now we can learn that he's not meant for that. He needs to be in that Phil Foden-ish area, okay, of the attacking midfield and drifting to that right-hand side. That is Cherki. By the way, Cherki was playing false nine, remember. And Cherki's also 30 mil. Important thing to note, okay, if Cherki does flop, obviously don't want him to, and I don't think he will either, he was 30 million. Okay? It's not Jack Grealish. You know? It was 30 million. We bought Calvin Phillips for more. Okay? And look, I'm not even thinking about Cherki flopping now, alright? I think he's going to be absolutely fine. I think he's going to be fine. Okay? I think he's going to cook. Give him time. That's all I'm asking for. I'm sure that's all you guys are asking for too. O'Reilly's not a fullback in my opinion. The last few times he's played there, he's got Kirk, the fear O'Reilly. I fear for O'Reilly. Where's he going to play? He needs one chance in the middle, but he won't get it. Yeah, O'Reilly's not a fullback. Okay, he's done a job. Okay, he did a good job when we need him to, but he's going to get found out, and you can see it, like you say, over the last few games. Now then, to be fair, okay, had great passing accuracy and whatnot. Okay, overall played the full game, 98% passing accuracy, only missed one ball. He didn't do bad today. Okay, or the other day. Okay, but he did have a little bit of trouble against, what was his name? Amrabat. Okay, he did have a little bit of trouble there. And there are more quality wingers than Amrabat. And so we've got to keep an eye on that. But I do want him in this team. I absolutely do. First two games here are literally preseason, in my opinion. Yeah, I can agree. Yesterday against he was up against a 38-year-old right wing. Yeah, and look, if he plays right and left back, yeah, he's going to be up against about a 31-year-old, 32-year-old Egyptian winger who, if he's anything like he was early last season, he's going to absolutely cook him. No offense to O'Reilly, probably anyway, but we'll wait and see. So look, he wasn't bad, okay, but he was playing against a 38-year-old winger. Okay, he did his job, to be fair. Okay, he did it well. Okay, but there are cracks, and better players and better teams will expose those cracks. They absolutely will. And that's why I can't wait to see Aït-Nouri next game. For me, give him a chance in the middle against LA and see what happens. Yeah, I mean, why not? Okay, you're willing to put this back four out. Okay, Vital Hayes, O'Reilly, and Lewis. Four not super duper experienced defenders apart from Ake. Why not try O'Reilly in the middle? Give him a go. Why not? Who's it going to hurt? I really like that set pieces, by the way. To be positive. Yes, to be positive. Okay. Set pieces looking so much better. Phil Foden, great ball in. Great. And good finish, by the way, by Doku. Probably won't get the flowers it deserves, but he won that because he wanted it more than anyone else. Okay, he made that run. That one defender was just stood there, just waiting to kick it, but he raced in there and he booted it in. Ake is back at Aït-Nouri. We should have scored from 4 corners, I swear. Yeah, I remember Hayes missing a header, and he's pretty good at headers, so over time that'll hopefully help. Okay, he gets on a lot of headers. Also, I loved our assistant manager and deep discussions with Pep. Yeah, I can agree. Elijah, that's a mint backup, but we would probably have to change the system. Yeah, the thing is with Wydad and Ake, okay, as fullbacks, they are extremely different. Nari adores getting forward, okay, and there's nothing wrong with that, and he can defend as well, okay. It's not like Trent where he's great at going forward, poor at defending. Trent had a worse debut than Cherki, by the way. I'll put that out there. But Ake, he's all about defending. He will lock down that winger, okay, whoever it may be. Salah, Saka, Amrabat, he will lock them down. One thing I would note from Wednesday that was completely different in the system than I expected. I'll put that down to the players who were on the pitch who couldn't do the new system. Yeah, and also, it's a new system. There's a learning curve here for some of these guys, probably, okay? Especially the boys that have just joined. Some of them aren't going to get it straight away. You can take games, but that's why we've got a pre-season. That's why we've got Alain coming up. That's why we've got Juventus, okay? As much as I do want this competition to go well, I'm also treating it semi like a pre-season, okay? It's important, but it's a pre-season as well. And so for me, try new things, There's clearly a system going on here. Let's see how it goes. Just give it a bosh. We played with some fullbacks. And fast wing is complete opposite of what we are going to do. I'm almost certain. Hey Connect, AGF, welcome to the stream. Who is going live for the 2 a.m. for you guys? Mine is 8 p.m. I am lucky. I might go live, but I'm very much debating it, Elijah. But lucky you, bro, with it being at a normal time. I hope you enjoy the game if you do stay up for it. Well, I mean, it'll be 8, so it won't really be staying up, will it? Yes, AGF, though. Welcome to the stream, bro. And big ups to 5 people tuning in. Make sure to hit likes. Every like is absolutely huge. And make sure to sub if you haven't as well. But look, Cherki, what I'll say is too quickly judged. Okay? Give him time. Was it a star shining debut? No. Okay? But not everyone cooks on their debut. Okay? Some people just need to get that into your head. Not necessarily Elijah, not this consistency, not anyone else. Okay, but the people that don't get that, okay, the people that just think signings are going to bed in straight away. Some of them will. Okay, that can happen. But not all of them. It doesn't happen every time. 6 a.m. That's not as bad. I'd probably wake up for that if it was at 6 a.m. for me. But yeah, I'd do that if it was at 6 a.m. for me. But look, on to Reijnders, a player who I thought was brilliant, and I think is a bit more than a 7.5 according to FitMob, but oh well. Reijnders I thought was brilliant, okay? I genuinely think this guy bedded into the team wonderfully. In linking up the play, he was absolutely superb. He's going to be so good for just controlling games, covering for his fullback too. He's covering those sides at times. I saw him drop down to I think the bottom right side of the pitch to help win the ball back. He looks so composed, I think is the word. Just brilliant the whole game through for me, genuinely. 92% passing accuracy. 1 successful dribble, 1 long ball, and he was trying some cool passes too. There was a pass to Doku, and the defender barely cleared it. Liverpool fans and Liverpool journalists making it rubbish that Kirkez rejected City. We were never linked with Kirkez. Okay, he was a player that a lot of City fans liked because I think every fan in the Premier League liked the look of Kirkez because he was the breakthrough left back at Bournemouth, wasn't it? Okay, a huge part of that them going on that great run. Okay, of course everyone liked him. Okay, that doesn't mean every team want him. Okay, we were very clearly inviting Outreach from the get-go. He was the only left back we were linked with. Reijnders real deal. Did you see him make the through passes? Absolutely. Evening blue frauds. Welcome to the streams assortment of all frauds. Blinking heck. Now I can accidentally 2 a.m. Is the worst time in the entire week. It's genuinely so unlucky. Yeah, I know. 2 a.m. on a Monday. You just couldn't. We never won Kirkers. I think we were never linked with him. Yeah, I can't. If we were linked with him, it wasn't reliable. Okay, there may have been a thing of we like the look of him, but we're probably not going to go for him. Okay, there's no doubt that we maybe like the look of him, but right now he was always the guy. Okay, he was the one guy that we were solidly linked with the whole way through. The one player, no one else. No one else. On the other fullback, don't get me wrong, we've got multiple links. Wesley, Cambiasso, and of course Livramento, who seems to be the number one target. Okay? There are certain we just went for our number one target, it was an easy deal, and we got it done. But like Reijnders, for me, top player. He looks so good, worth every penny from what I can tell. People might say, "Oh, it's against Wydad." Okay, I really don't care. Okay, the things he was doing doesn't come down to the opposition he was playing. Okay, there were certain things that he was doing that is just something he can do. Imagine LB goes live at 2 a.m. It wouldn't surprise me, man. It genuinely wouldn't. And big ups to LB if he does, because fair play. Over to the stats part of this. Reijnders, he was, in terms of passing, nice and high. We did already look at that. Created a chance, 8 passes into the final third. Again, quite a high number. 1 accurate long ball out of his 2 attempted. In terms of duels, 1. Reijnders, 2-1, 2 lost. 2 out of 3 ground duels won. 1 aerial duel lost. I remember seeing that actually. 1 successful dribble. 1 tackle won. Defense. Nico Riley was quite high there. Big ups. Reijnders, 2 defensive actions. 1 tackle won. 4 recoveries. 1 clearance as well. So again, just great there as well. In terms of on the attack, he was playing DM, remember, so he's not going to have much here. Okay, went on a good run, had a shot, and it got blocked. Just really, as far as his stuff went, really. He is Elijah, yeah. Doesn't surprise me. It really doesn't. That guy's crazy. Fair play, man. Absolute goat. So we did that. We've done passing. We've done defending. He's not going to have anything for goalkeeping. But look, on a whole, things that we learned, about Reijnders is, for me, top signing. If there was anyone that did impress in terms of a debut, it was him. Very, very good. But I was trying to say, yeah, a little bit off topic, but not really. This guy here, really top game. Yeah. I really did like his game. I remember him flicking it over 2 of our players, to be fair to him. As much as it was a hard watch. But in terms of what we learned about Reijnders, he's so composed on the ball. He's everything that you read about him, and he's probably going to be more too. Out position as well, which is what This is City said. He's out position. Okay, his regular position's the 8. He was playing in the DM, and it looked natural. That's how good it was. And look, on Cherki, just give him time. Okay, he was a talking point after the game, but he shouldn't have been. Okay, not from us anyway. Okay, of course, rival fans are going to look at him. Okay, but he should never have been. He should never have been a primary focus after that game. Talk about him, but don't waste all your breath on him. Liverpool getting Gahey and Isaac. They are not getting him. They're not getting Isaac unless they get another 200 million to splash. I don't know, and that don't even include bonuses. Yeah, Isaac. I think this is Isaac's last season at Newcastle. You know, he's 26, I think. Or at least he's turning. He's either 25, 26. Okay, he's either turning 26 or he's turning 27. I think this is his final year. I think he's going to enjoy a year with Newcastle again in Europe. All right, they're going to hopefully get somewhat far into the comp, and then I think no matter what, I think he'll be like, okay, that was a great chapter, but I think I'll switch now. Okay, unless they win like the Champions League and the Premier League and whatnot. Otherwise, then he's at the best place he could possibly be. Okay, unless he is just genuinely like, okay, that's enough. But yeah, there's no way they're getting Gehi, okay, for me, and there's no way they're getting Isaac. Premier League corrupted again, LA. I did actually read something. I couldn't read it more because I was in work. Oh man, I should have read it more, shouldn't I? It's the extra thing. It had a flag post, which typically means it's like relatively serious. I need to see what that was. Premier League flag, can't miss it. Flag, nope, no flag there. There's the flag. Gosh, we're fined 2 million for like 20-second delays games. But United and their fans got a whole game called off and never got fined £1. Yeah, literally. By the way, since when did FSG spend money? Oh, but say you're running football. Why are they spending money? They won't talk about Liverpool. I mean, yeah, it's not just Liverpool. Chelsea spent $1 billion across like 2 transfer windows, and everyone was just like, "Oh, ha ha ha, so funny! I can't believe Chelsea have spent $1 billion over 2 windows." But if we did that, City crooks, ruining football. We're bad for the game. Get us out of there. Let's read this. 2 minutes, 10-second delay to second half for Southampton at home. A 40,000 fine. All right. 1 minute 38-second delay to kick off was a 60,000 fine against Tottenham. Basically 2 minute delay to second half versus Forest. 80,000. Why is it more against? Oh, probably because it's Forest, I guess. 1 minute 29, second delay to Palace away, a 100,000 fine. Thank you. Bit much. 1 minute 18 second delay and to kick off, and 2 minutes 24 second delay to United. So in what way does that actually mean anything? Don't get me wrong. Did those 2 minutes really benefit either team? What? Like, did they actually? Crazy. Sometimes we are the first out of the other teams. Come out late, but they are never fined. It's just clear red cards out by us again. Can we stop getting fined at this moment? I mean, it's like such petty stuff, in my opinion. I don't think the Prem's necessarily doing it because, oh, you guys deserve this and whatnot. Okay, they're doing it because it's their job. Okay, for some reason. But like 2 minutes. Like 2 minutes, and you're charging us 6 figures. What does that actually mean for the game? Like, bro. See my "we are fined" comment. We are fined 2 million for the first 20 seconds, and for for games, but United and their fans they called off an entire game. Wasn't it against Liverpool as well? The Liverpool game, right? Liverpool versus United, arguably the biggest Premier League game fixture to come around each year. Whole thing got called off thanks to United fans. Okay, and security should have been better there. Like, it's Liverpool versus Man United. That protest was clearly going to happen. I'd read up on it. And did they even bulk the guard for it? Like, they should bulk it anyway because it's Man United versus Liverpool. Okay, but bulk it extra if you hear a protest going to be happening and whatnot. But bro, it is genuinely red cartel. You know, it's ridiculous. And what, 2 minutes? 2 minutes, guys. You know, like, bruh, we are human. Well, the players are human and the coach is human. Okay, sometimes the talks go a tad over 15 minutes, okay? Sometimes it just happens, you know? It just happens. It genuinely just happens, man. Like, bro, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'll never understand it. But look, I'm going to call it there. You know, bit of talk about the Prem there, as usual. Premier League will be back in about 2 months. It feels weird saying 2 months. Well, it's a little less now, isn't it? Big ups to everyone that tuned in. My final word on Reijnders and Cherki. Don't worry about it. Okay? I know no one's really worried about Reijnders, okay? But don't worry about Cherki. For me, they're going to be absolutely fine. Okay? Maybe they'll flop, okay? But I don't think they will. I saw enough of him playing out of position to tell me that he's going to be solid. Let him just do his thing. Okay, you criticise these players, get on their backs, and suddenly damage is done that can't be reverted, okay, if you do too much. Let him bounce back. Give him time, man. We're not asking for much. Okay, rival fans, I don't care what they say, but I do care about what we say. Because if a player feels worse because of us, you know, after 60 minutes, that's on us. But look, thank you to everyone who tuned in. Elijah, This is City, and a couple comments here and there from everyone. Big ups to you all. I appreciate the support as per usual. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss the next one. But if you do want to see me again tonight, I'm live in less than half an hour on Alpha Barker's channel doing Blue Friday show. It's just me and him tonight. Luke is, I believe, on holiday, so big ups to Luke. Hope he has a great time. But look, I'll see you all, Blues, hopefully, in about 27 minutes. Just to begin, though, just before I end it, I'm going to redirect over to Alpha Varka's channel, to the Blue Friday show. You don't necessarily need to tune in now because it doesn't happen in half an hour, but leave a like, leave a comment, give it a little boost, and I'll see you all in the next one.